Wait till you see what we have for you. Welcome to day 4 and summer look week of webisodes, and we are doing some marvelous things.
We have 2 new hot off the press stencils and some fantabulous techniques from Anne.
Fantabulous. So you might want to sit down, you might even want to get a pencil and paper because there's lots to see. Come play with us. Well, here they are, 2 stencils. Now, it's only 2, but wait till you see what you can do with them.
All of the different ways of using these great new stencils. They are both 6 inches by 6 inches. This is called Family Ties Tree, and this is Roses. That's an all-over pattern, and those are our regular plastic stencils.
Right.
They're very thin and lightweight. You know, they're very thin, so they work great with embossing paste and all sorts of things.
Yeah, and Jamie from Crafters Workshop does these for us. She execute our design. So, and you've got ideas on the back, of course.
Of course.
Okay, let's get started. We're going to start with roses first.
Ooh.
Look at
have to do that for that one.
This is rather amazing, folks. Number 1, look at the pearl, the silver pearl behind,
right,
and all of the glittery stuff on top.
And so when I first saw this, I thought, oh my gosh, she did something with this silver. She made it silver embossed all over, and then she put the stencil down and did all this other stuff. And they're like, oh no, that's not what it is. She started out with these pearl sheets.
Right, these pearl sheets, they come in a set of 3 silver, 3 gold. They're 8 inches by 9 inches. And so she started off with that as her base, kind of amazing. And then
she added sparkle texture paste in 3 colors. I have here lavender mist. Oh, I can't remember the names.
A green and a blue.
There's a green and a blue. That one's periwinkle, I remember, but they're just beautiful. I have them open because we're going to show all 3 of them. This is really a simple process, what she did. She did use all 3 of those sparkle texture pastes.
Oh, you're going to show how to do it?
Yeah, it's got this great glitter in there. It's just super glittery, super sparkly. And she started by, go ahead and, let's see if I have to turn it this way. There we go. So you've got that pearl sheet there. I've anchored it down to my paper, and then I put the stencil on top of it. I've got that down with stencil tape. And then you just start by using 1 color at a time. I'm going to start with the blue. You take some of it out, just a little bit of it, and spread it on one end of it. So I'm just going to scoot that on one end.
And you'll hear it kind of popping as those bits of pearl go into your stencil.
Right, so all of that glittery embossing powder is going to get in there. And then I'm going to go to the
embossing paste.
Embossing paste.
Yes, I know, I do that too.
It's embossing paste. Then I'm going to wipe off my mini squeegee, get the next color, which is a little bit of green, and start another swipe. It's okay to let them go over each other a little bit. To let
they can
them
commingle.
Right.
Okay.
And there we go. You know, the nice thing about doing it on these pearl sheets, normally when I'm using, whoops, I sort of scooted it over there. Normally when I'm using like cardstock or something that I'm spreading this on, it's going to, if you take too many swipes, it's going to warp and bubble that paper because it's kind of wet, and it'll do that. This stuff is plasticized, this pearl sheet, and so it sort of holds the embossing paste. You can go over it a few times, and it doesn't change it. It doesn't warp it. So
it's just, I mean, it's just a beautiful look. So you're doing that, well, pretty easily, pretty quickly.
That's all 3. I know I did all 3. I don't always have to do that. And I didn't take the time to get every little opening, but I did to a degree. I just want you to see when you lift it.
Wow.
It's so beautiful.
Wow, wow, wow.
So
pretty,
it's
pretty.
more like the card.
Yeah, so she turned it lengthwise.
Yeah.
And here it is on the card. Who would have thunk? And the glitter embossing pastes are brand new, so that's why. But I love combining them on the pearl. We've never done that before. So very nice. Thank you, Anne.
I
Good
think
girl.
that was a great idea. I love the suede as well.
And what we showed yesterday, are the cutting dies with the matching stamps. So she has used that up here. And then she used a bit of the suede. This happens to be the iris, I believe. Violet.
Violet.
Okay.
That's all right. It's just
Iris is lighter.
Iris
Yeah.
would have worked too because of that blue in there, but it's just beautiful.
there
I
you
love
go.
the little banner with the little treatment at the
Very
end.
pretty. And I like also, you know, you've done the work here, so letting that show, but you know, obviously you may want to have a greeting. On the
Right.
inside, this is a little strip, and I think it's stunning.
It is.
So I'd make extra to have it and put on different
Sure.
cards.
You know,
Yes.
you could do this piece on the front, make it just a little bit bigger, and then cut off the strip.
Yes,
that you've done.
absolutely.
Then make sure you let it dry. It's like 2 or 3 hours to dry that completely.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would. Yeah. Beautiful.
Now, Anne has also given us a couple of other things. So this is the sparkle paste, the pink blush, on the gray suede.
Right, on that smoke suede.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful? So some other looks, some different techniques that you can, it's the same technique, just a different look.
Right, here's the holly green on the copper metallic.
The copper
So,
mirror,
yes.
isn't that beautiful?
Isn't that gorgeous?
I love that
Yay.
sparkle paste look. That's
Yes.
just beautiful.
Very, very pretty. Okay, you want something else?
Another card, please.
This is using the acetate, but it's also, as we get in closer, and I'm going to turn this so that you can see, there
You really
is,
do have to. There,
Yeah.
there we go. I think you just got it. That's using the translucent embossing paste.
you said that right, I'm proud of you.
I did. Well, I'm
Translucent. She's
looking
been
at
practicing.
the container. I'm looking at the container. It says it right on there.
So this is on the heat-resistant acetate, just because that's a nice thickness of acetate. And she has taken the stencil and then done the translucent. But how did she get the color here?
She added the color. So here's the embossing paste, the translucent. It's so when it goes on, it's white. And warning, there's not very much in here because
We've been busy.
Anne really used most of it. So it's white when it goes on, and then you can see where it is. And when it dries, it's completely clear,
Like that.
And so there it is, that stenciled image on there, and that's just what she did. She put it on acetate like that. I'm going to set this on cardstock, so I know you can't see it. I think you could. Well, I think you can see it better on the gray. And then you grab your Spectrum Noir pens and you start coloring these in.
So you're just going to cover a certain area, is what Anne did.
So
with
choose
the
where you
pens.
want that to be.
There you go.
A nice cluster like so, and start coloring those little flowers in. Am I in the right spot?
Nope.
No, I'm way down there. So just color them in, and then you can use another color to blend them together. And you want to stay on top of the embossing paste. And it is a little bit hard to see it because it's clear on clear. But gosh, that's fun. And you can go ahead and blend in another color to get those edges and blend them together. There's that. And I just sort of bleed them in together by sort of doing some brush strokes right on top of there. And that takes pretty well. So beautiful.
Yes,
Beautiful
very.
look.
Who
A
would
fun
have,
idea.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So just a gorgeous look. You can see she's used the pink or the reds and the oranges, the blues,
Yeah,
the greens.
this set was the red and the blue. Yeah, I'm not sure. Look at the gallery.
Now, to do her greeting, she went to a favorite and did the Inside Out Greetings Dazzles. So, and then placed this onto her blank card, but look what else she did. She has this mirror.
So that blue mirror from the Mirror Sheets package.
Right, and so this is a set of, I believe, 8 or 10, 8 maybe, colors that comes. You've got silver, gold, all of them. So she's just cut strips to go around that card and then also duplicated it on the inside. So just a really very stunning look, and that's what I'm so appreciating about what Anne is giving us, is some very different
different
variety.
looks and different ideas. You know, there's a lot of different ideas here. You might take one and make a whole bunch of cards with just one technique for a while.
Well, here's another.
Oh, beautiful.
Again with the roses. And this is also using the translucent embossing paste.
Also, Perfect Pearls and Liquid Pearls.
Yeah, now that just kind of blows my head. So
it took me a while to sort of wrap my mind around that too. I've got something that I'm going to mix these with, but you can see that once she stenciled it through, and then she cut out around the edge and this great border. So I've got Perfect Pearls here. So this came from the Celebration set, and this one is confetti white. So So Perfect Pearls is that nice like pigment powder, and it's just got that beautiful sparkle to it. And then Liquid Pearls, this is the Flamingo. I have to get all these ready first because we're going to use them at the same time. And of course the translucent embossing paste, if I can get any
We
out of
really
it.
need to get some more of that.
I'm also using a palette knife. It's a new set of palette knives that we have available, and they have different little shapes. I love that diamond one too. That's nice for
Getting in the
spreading
end.
and for details. So I'll get some of it, just a little bit of the paste here.
Oh, you're going to put
that
it. Oh,
down.
you're going to mix it first.
I'm
Okay.
going to mix it. She mentioned using a bowl to mix it in. You can do that if you like. I kind of like using the palette knife on something flat to mix.
Okay.
You get a little bit. No, I don't think you need very much. Now the reason we're putting Perfect Pearls in here is because that's going to actually change the color of the embossing paste. Remember, it's clear. So if you add the white Perfect Pearls, that's going to make it white.
Okay.
So you really have to get that mixed in well. That's the first step. Just kind of keep mixing back and forth until you've got that totally
Now,
mixed
what
in.
the Perfect Pearls is going to give
it's
you
picking up black
is,
from the cardstock.
Oh,
Oops, I didn't know
oops.
it would do that.
Oh goodness. What the Perfect Pearls will do is give that shimmer to it. Because I'm sitting here thinking, well, why don't you just start with white
Right.
embossing paste? Well, that's why. Because if you
Right.
like that shimmer, that's what it will give you.
Okay, so mental note or design note for everybody, don't use black cardstock. I mean, I did it so that you would see it. You would use a palette or something like that, or even a craft sheet. You could put it right on your
Or
craft
white
sheet.
cardstock.
And then before you're going to pick this up and spread it, you're going to take the Liquid Pearls, and she said just to put like a squiggly line across it, like so, which I am doing. And then we're going to...
I bet she figured this out at 3 a.m.
I don't know.
When her
She's-
baby woke up
I don't
and
know
she
where
couldn't get back
gets
to
all of
sleep.
her ideas. Right, I think they just kind of pop into her head at weird times. So here's the stencil, which I have taped
Yeah.
to white cardstock. And when I pick this up, I'm not going to mix it. I'm just going to pick it up just like that, so that when I spread it across the stencil, make sure I have it where you can see it, it should give you this marbled look that she had. Now you're also going to see some black in there, but
Just
you can
ignore the
see,
black. Pretend
but
like
you
you're
can
not
see
seeing
what that
it.
did. So that completely covered that area, and I don't want to over mix it, but it's white and it's pink, and that's the
Right.
marbled look that she was going for.
And that's what you have right here. So she did the whole stencil, and after it dried, went back and did the trimming, as you can see.
Right.
And just
I love the
gorgeous.
pop of black
Yeah.
on there is just
Isn't that stunning?
gorgeous.
Again,
Yeah.
that's going back to the tiny tags and little labels, cutting dies and stamps. This is on the Roses and Lace papers, also has the Roses and Lace dazzles. So just a really unique look. On the inside, isn't that fun to go up the fold?
Right, and just a little piece of it there.
Yeah.
So what fun to use that embossing paste. You can mix so many different things into
Yeah.
it and just make it so many different ways.
And who would have thought Liquid Pearls? I would
Anne.
never have thought of that.
Anne would.
Anne did.
Anne
Okay.
does.
Now, yesterday she did a composition book. Today she's doing another one. So we're moving into our Family Ties Tree stencil.
Right. Isn't that
And
just beautiful?
look at that. Look at that.
And that purple on that. Okay, now what do we call that paper back there?
This is the Crocodile Black.
Crocodile.
And it comes like this. It's a specialty paper.
You can feel that design that
Yeah,
you're seeing.
right.
It's definitely kind of a 3D.
Yeah, it's not
textured.
printed, it's embossed, so you can
Right.
see it on both sides. And so she started at the tape and simply just put glue down, placed this, trimmed it to fit.
Right.
And then,
And then she got out her translucent embossing paste and FX. It's a mica powder, metallic
Right.
FX. And she used, I believe, the Plum Royale, which is this beautiful one right here, just that one.
Oops,
there
there
we
you
go. And she mixed that into the embossing paste, like so many other things that we've been showing you, and applied it through that stencil. And what I love about it is that when it dries, it settles down into that texture, and you can still see that texture right through that tree.
now we just did a webisode on the mica powders, and a question that was raised is, how are these different than the Perfect Pearls?
Right.
Well, they're similar. However, the metallic FX is only mica powder.
Right.
It's full of mica. Mica is a naturally occurring mineral.
And it's pure mica.
Yes, and and it comes in colors, and we have them individually, so that's kind of nice.
What that means when you say pure mica is, oh, I can't open it. There we go. Is that it is more shimmery. I find it to be much more, much shinier.
Okay.
Than, oh, it's
this is
totally
sealed. This is a brand new one.
Sorry.
But it is, it's
Wait a minute.
very,
I've got
okay.
a green one over here, I think, that's open. It is super shimmery. When you get close to that, you can just see the shimmer. I'm going to hold it
And
still.
even though both products come in small containers, a little goes a long,
very long
way. It's
It
very
lasts
nice.
so long. You
Yes.
just use little bits of it.
So how neat is this? And okay, I know your heads are spinning, because mine is, and how many different things you can do, and how fun it might be to take those roses, put them on the crocodile. You could do something there too. And the FX comes in a whole bunch of colors. I think we have 8 right now.
Right.
So just gorgeous.
And look
Absolutely
at the product
gorgeous.
videos. You'll see some different ways to use. Most of the products that you see here, you're going to see on a product video.
Right.
And you can see
Right.
like a quick use of how you can use those products.
Now this happens to be the copper embossing paste on black. Happens to be the
shine design.
Mhm.
How beautiful
But
is
Anne
that?
just sent that along just to show you again the contrast
Right, you
and
can
how
use
gorgeous.
it that way, and then you can mix it. In this case, she mixed the paste with Plum Royale Metallic FX and put it on this mirror sheet.
Yeah, so
Just
you've got the
beautiful.
two-tone.
Right, and she did
Gorgeous.
the same thing with this one, except that she reversed the color. She used that purple mirror sheet, and then she mixed the Goldfinch Metallic FX with the embossing
Yeah.
paste.
Nice to have those extra
Yeah.
little pieces.
Options,
Okay.
options, options.
Scrapbookers, attention, attention, look at this. Isn't
Sweet.
that just stunning? Now, as we get in closer, as John gets in closer, do you see that those are beads? Can you see those little tiny pieces?
Those are micro beads.
They are micro beads, and they come in many colors, and Anne has used 2 of them on this
one. She used the green and she used the copper. What I do want to say about these is that 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, are translucent and colored beads mixed together. The copper is a solid color, but it just makes it
Is the
very
green solid?
striking. No, just these.
Okay.
These are translucent and colored, and these are just solid color.
Now, one thing I'm looking at is, okay, I see this light green, but I see this kind of different. Well,
Kind of
it's
darker.
because she did it on the green suede paper.
Right.
So this is, as we've talked about with suedes, it's a very super saturated ink color.
Right, it's got texture to it. You can feel it.
Yeah,
It's
you can pet it.
soft,
You can pet it.
but you can still put things on it. You can still add media to it. And in this case, these were mixed. And I've got to show you what she did to mix that.
She
so
mixed-
we've
okay.
got, again, surprise, translucent embossing paste.
Because we have hardly any, but we'll have it by the time you see this, I
This
believe.
time I have a piece of white cardstock.
Which should be fine.
And I'm going to start by putting a little bit, I think the last little bit, there we go. No, we'll leave a little bit. We'll put that onto my cardstock. I've got that palette knife. And we're going to start, in this case, with the metallic effects. So she mixed in a little bit of green metallic effects so that you could actually get the color from that, and you really do not need much. It's highly pigmented. You're going to mix that around, and I like using the cardstock. You can also use a craft sheet or a palette of some sort. Get that mixed in as much as you can so it's all one color. That way when it dries, it will have color and it won't just be clear.
So with the translucent embossing paste, you can really make any color.
Right.
With a variety of
Exactly.
mediums.
Right. And then you add a little bit. Now I'm hoping they won't go everywhere.
They're going to bounce.
They do, but look, I'm getting it right on the paste so they're not going to go
we're so
anywhere.
proud of you.
Look at that. So there they are, and you can see, if you get pretty close, you can see that some of them are translucent. You can sort of see right, they look like little diamonds.
Yeah, but they're beads, they're granular.
Right,
And
they're
so you're going to mix
colored.
it in.
So mix enough that you're going to get a pretty good coating, and then I'm going to pick this up so you've got green paste now and the green beads, and then you just go right over your design, just like that. And you
Just so
can
easy.
see
You
the
can-
little beads just sort of getting stuck right into the design. So
Right.
that's the way that works. Make sure you've got enough of those beads in there that it really it really fills that up. I want to mention that Anne used stencil tape to tape off the tree, the
trunk?
The trunk of the tree. And then when you're done and you pick that up, once it dries, it will have that translucent clear with that green color in it. So it will look something, I mean, it won't look like that. It'll look clear like it. It's funny how different it looks here
than when it dries.
Beautiful when it's dry.
But you need to let it dry, of course. And as you can see, and this will be in the gallery, is how she taped off that trunk to make room for the brown also mixed into. Now with the brown, did she mix in?
She just used the copper beads, I believe.
Okay, so just right into the translucent embossing paste. So gorgeous. And then this is also the Trailblazer papers, and using some of the Trailblazer dazzles that are just along the edge.
And a little journaling up on the top there, which is always nice.
And she has the suede paper, so she's got pieces of it throughout. So backing her title, Jump Right In, and also matting on her photo, which is great fun. I think everyone has photos like that. And then that fabulous tree.
Focal tree.
Fabulous focal tree.
Okay.
Now, we have one more.
One more.
And what has that woman been up to next? Okay, she has done the tree. Again, notice how it's going off. This is on a triple step die cut card. Looks like this. Now the card, if you just kind of focus on the card for a second, you can have it like this or you can turn it like this. Now, you wouldn't turn it like this with the tree, but if you had something else.
But there are different ways of using that card, that's for sure. You can even turn it inside out and reverse those folds and do it the other way.
Now she's done this again onto the acetate.
Onto acetate, and in this case, she mixed that translucent embossing paste with a microfine silk glitter.
Okay.
There we go, and it's white. There it is.
Okay, so this is the microfine glitter.
Yeah, it's called silk. It's called silk microfine glitter because when you're done, if you burnish it onto whatever project you're doing, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that sparkle? Oh, I don't think you can. That's too bad. It's very sparkly. It just burnishes up like silk. It gets really smooth. But in this case, she mixed it. Just that white with the translucent embossing paste, put it through her stencil.
I see color.
I know.
Wait.
Afterwards, she colored over it with Spectrum Noir pens. So just continue. Yeah. So and that's a great. I love that. You do that, and then you can color it in any color you want. She colored the leaves individually.
And how fun to now. Normally, bear with me. I would think, okay, I need to have a 5 by 6.5 card because that's going to fit it.
Right.
But for
Look
her,
at that big tree. How are you going to do that?
I know. So to have it with this and really not using these other than just being part of the sky.
Right. But what's great about that is that it tends to decorate those next two steps by being that way.
And it gives more dimension.
Beautiful.
So
and she's still hanging on to those tags, cutting out tags and stuff. They work perfectly.
If you got them, you want to use them.
I love that jute twine. That's a package that has like 12 different colors in it, I think.
Now on the inside, she just has a strip of the paper, so you can do whatever writing you want. But just a really sweet, friendly hello.
And a couple of more samples. This is what it looks like before you color it in with Spectrum Noir. This is what it looks like when you mix the microfine silk glitter with that embossing paste and put it on acetate.
And here it is when it's mixed with what?
Oh, it is. It's the red silk glitter mixed with the paste and put on black suede. And look what that did. That is highly rich. That's just
I'll tell you, red or pink roses on black is just stunning. And if you can get some shimmer in there,
red and pink roses are stunning. Anybody listening? Kidding. I'm
just
kidding.
In case anyone wants to know.
But what a beautiful use of these products that she's done, and they're just stunning. I love those 2 new stencils too.
Good job, Anne. And please join us tomorrow for our last day. We'll end our week of webisodes, but please stay with us.
See you then.